Hi, I'm Shay Kennard. A little bit about me. I'm a Flagler College graduate with a degree in elementary education and ESE. I have endorsements in reading and ESOL, and all of my teaching history has been done in the state of Florida. I taught just shy of 8 years. 5.5 of those years I was primarily teaching upper grades elementary. And then I moved the last 2 years to high school. I taught 9th and 10th grade English at Palaca High School. All of my classrooms dealt with an infusion, inclusive type classroom. I had gen ed students, of course, ESE students, and some gifted students as well. So lots of differentiated instruction going on there to get everyone where they needed to be. Lots of small groups. My teaching pedagogy, I truly feel that learning can only take place once relationships are established. Children, adults, everyone is going to learn and work best when they know that they are cared for, that there is mutual respect, an open line of communication. Of course, rules and routines will be set into place, and all of those things are good. But I think step one is the human aspect, is knowing that you are loved and cared for, and that you're important. So that was always my approach, day one, and then all the way through. I definitely had a very positive classroom community in my classrooms. We were definitely a collaborative classroom, lots of small groups, team assignments. I think that in the real world, it takes a team of people to do many things. I just feel like that's a very real world skill that people need to know. Everyone is going to have different ideas. We look to our peers for collaboration, for different ideas, for inspiration, and using different strengths, different people's strengths to come up with solutions. I feel like that is very realistic. So I always try to infuse that collaborative style classroom. Additionally, my students, I try to teach them to be self-directed. Of course, I taught during COVID, and that really changed a lot of things, of course. Many times not being able to be in classrooms in person. So my classrooms were built online. We used Canvas, was our primary platform. So all of my assignments and all of my extra materials and anchor charts, all of those things were accessible online. And then that way students could be self-directed if they were missing school or they were missing whatever. They had access to kind of stay up to date and to be able to find the additional resources that they need. They became more self-directed in that way. On a day-to-day, I would start my classes with a mini lesson, talking about whatever topic it was that we were going to be working on. And then a lot of my assignments were done either in teams, where I could just kind of sit back and be more of a facilitative role, where students were able to kind of find their own answers to assignments, and I was just kind of the facilitator there. When groups got stuck, I was able to kind of ask the right questions to keep the ball rolling. So yeah, that's just kind of always been my approach to teaching: relationships, collaboration, and teachers kind of taking a step back and being more facilitative, so that students can be more self-directed, more independent. The Prisma job description, and why I'm even doing this, why I even decided to look at Prisma. I randomly have an Indeed set up and they sometimes send me emails. I'm not even actually looking for a job, but this Prisma job came across my email, and it just really intrigued me. I loved the job description, just being a high school mentor. I love that age group. I love working with parents. I love working with students and kind of working together one-on-one to create that student's path for success. I also really loved that you guys were looking for someone, you know, with the humility, and then also someone who's not afraid to speak up. When it comes to student advocacy, I'll go to the ends of the earth for kids. But anyway, that's just a little bit about myself. Thanks.